All right, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here, bringing you your daily horoscope for Tuesday, the 18th of February, 2020. Right, we've got Mercury fully in swing in its retrograde. It started at about 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday night. Okay, the moon moved out of Sagittarius into the sign of Capricorn, connecting there conjunct with Mars. Okay, so early in the day, Mars and the moon are both squaring Chiron over there in Aries. All right, we've got the sun at the very last degree here of Aquarius. All right, so what does this mean? Where have we been? What are we doing? It's interesting to note that the start of the Mercury retrograde here on the 17th, the sun's at 28 degrees, and Mercury's going all the way back to 28 degrees on March 10th, the end of the retrograde cycle. So it's like this already happened on February 2nd. Okay, Mercury was there at that 28th degree, then the sun was there on Monday. Okay, then the sun moves out, moving forward through the shadow period of where Mercury is. Okay, which it was about what? It was about the butterfly, well, the chrysalis of becoming the butterfly, emerging, right? This is about emergence. So moving into the 29th, the last degree of Aquarius. This is a very happy place. So it's coming out of this emergence, emerging, coming out of the chrysalis, awake, open, in an ability to transcend. And that energy is being backed up by Pluto right now at 23 degrees for the last, day or so here at the 23 degrees of Capricorn. Okay, transforming transcendence beyond this physical into a place of spiritual. Okay, Saturn as well, still creating the septile to Neptune until the 21st this week. Okay, it's a very, very powerful week. Okay, we're looking through the fog. We are coming out of something, being reborn into something new, something greater than what was. Okay, it's recognizing and seeing ourselves not for the caterpillar that we were, not for the chrysalis that we were, vulnerable, wounded, healing, changing. Okay, it's important. It's like being sick. It's like, taking the time to nurture oneself, right? Taking the time to heal, taking the time for oneself to, not stay small, not stay limited, not to stay the caterpillar, but to come out and spread our wings and then see ourselves as being healed, see ourselves as being full, see ourselves for our own beauty, which is really, really powerful, right? And then, of course, the moon and Mars are going to back that energy up as well. So this is saying, like, look, rise into your power. And this rising comes with a bit of tension here because we're healing a part of ourselves that we might not have thought we could heal or were able to heal or get past, a new perspective. Okay, but this is about growing. And the 29th degree, this last degree here, is not the butterfly even. It's like it's being open to a greater sense of community consciousness. It's almost like if you're familiar with Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks, lovely human being, and she's a channeler, and she channels, okay, what she calls Abraham Hicks. Abraham is like a father figure, a figure in all of many religions, not all of, but many religions, and it was like this unanimous collective that she can tap into, and many different, Braca Goldsmith, astrologer here on YouTube, a lovely one. She taps into the Palladians, and it's just like us being open. Now that isn't saying like every one of us is going to become a channeler, okay, but it's saying that we are open to receiving this higher consciousness of a greater unanimous community, this greater source community that comes into us and in through us, recognizing ourselves that we have gone through great change, that we are not the larva that we once were, that we are not the caterpillar that we once were, that we are not in a place of just healing anymore. There's a point where we put the cough medicine down. There's a point where you say, yeah, it was nice to take a little Dayquil or NyQuil to help me out during this time, especially in winter as everyone, the pressure's changing, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's a point where it's just like, yeah, I don't I don't require this anymore. I'm moving forward. You know, the healing, this healing has taken place. It's created a great shift. And now I'm more open. I can go back to work. I can go back to doing these community events. I can go back to, living a healthier life. So we have this kind of energy here on Tuesday. The moon, again, commitment. Mars, commitment, exalted in Capricorn. We're committing to great change. We're committing to this healing. We're committing to saying, I no longer need this, which I once relied upon, which is exciting. And then we have the Mercury retrograde, which can be slightly confusing, right? And it's like, but this is also this great change. So this is a necessary spot for the sun to be. And it's a necessary transition and move for the sun to get into Pisces. The sun enjoys being in Pisces. It's not its favorite spot in the sign. Again, it's in detriment when it's in Aquarius, because the sun's natural ruling sign is Leo, right? So it's just like, yeah, we can focus on the community. We can focus on this bigger, great picture, but inevitably the sun is about self in astrology. This is about our own ego, and being in tune with our own ego, understanding our own ego, as we talk a lot about ego death. This is an interesting thing that comes up in this new age thinking. And it's just like, you are your ego, but it's about understanding and seeing your own ego. There is no, you cannot remove ego from self. No more can you remove your heart from your body and still be a living human being. You cannot remove your brain from your body and still be a living human being. The ego is part of who you are. So the sun represents your ego and your flair and the way that you speak, the knowledge that you've obtained in life, the way that you walk and talk, and the embodiment of who you are as an individual. So it's a beautiful thing, but recognizing it, becoming aware of it, and then moving on. Coming to a better understanding of it, and then moving on. So that the sun's going to be very happy come Wednesday, moving into Pisces, where Mercury, on the other hand, is not super thrilled about being in Pisces. There's an interesting, a fun way to look at this is like, if someone were assaulted or robbed or whatever, and they had to go to a police lineup, okay, and now you have 6, 7 people, 8, whatever it is, how many ever people that, you're standing behind that two-way mirror, and the officer is saying, can you please identify the assailant, the robber, or whatever it may be, and the whole room is filled like a fog machine. Can we clearly identify the person? That's Mercury's relationship in Pisces. It's like, well, no. I want to. I want to say it's that one right there. I want to point a finger and I want to identify it as that. And Mercury being in the sign of Pisces, it's just not possible. The air has to clear. And we have to go on gut feelings right now. Which is not, it's not a clear identifiable thing. So we have this interesting point of like openness, clarity coming into us, insight, intuition, being open to receiving intuition. Mercury is in a place of dealing with intuition, and it's dealing with endings. Pisces is about dealing with endings as well. There's something ending going on right now. Again, it's ending that concept that, I no longer need this. I no longer need the Dayquil. I no longer need the NyQuil to be able to go about and get back on track with my life. So whatever it is that's going on in our lives, there's fog, but yet clarity at the same time. And I know that sounds completely opposite and paradoxical, but sometimes that's just how things are. But I mean, I know you're feeling it as well. We all are. There's this sense of unknown, yet there's this sense of like a greater emergence of self, and this great healing that's happening here with the moon conjunct Mars. It's a need. It's a need to take action, a need to look at myself in the mirror and say, okay, I gotta clean myself up. I gotta get back out there. I gotta strap up and look presentable, get out into the world and say yes. this is who I am. I am this butterfly. I have emerged from this. And you might still be judging me, this cloudy fog from the past of who I was when I was the larva, who I was when I was the caterpillar, who I was when I was in this healing cocoon, you know, but I am no longer that which I was. It's just like you are not, you're not being held to being the same person you were 5 minutes ago. You're not being held to be the same person you were 2 weeks ago or a month ago or 6 months ago or 6 years ago. You have grown so much as an individual, and to recognize that in oneself, regardless if your mom or your dad sees it, or your brother or your friend or this person that you had a falling out with. The important thing here is knowing oneself and saying yes to whatever opportunities are coming our way, and to coming at it with a sense of pride, right? A healthy relationship with our own ego, and an honest excitement still for the unknown, and it's exciting. It's exciting times. We're just flapping our wings, my butterfly friends, so it's time to take flight, see this world from a new perspective, look at ourselves from a different perspective, look at others from a different perspective. Happy Tuesday. Thank you as always for hanging out with me. I appreciate the support very, very, very much, and we'll see you tomorrow.